I'd love to invite Dr. Rama Jayasundar to talk about mantra from metaphysics to biophysics. Ramaji is not only a PhD from Cambridge University, UK, but also a BAMS. So she is a doctor who's a doctor. Let's welcome Ramaji and listen to what promises to be an interesting talk. Namaste, Ramaji.
Molecules to the level of organs. Next one. So for my study, I chose Gayatri Mantra because it's considered the most potent and powerful mantra. Next one. And Gayantam Trayate iti Gayatri, that which protects those who repeat and meditate upon it. There are so many attributes to what Gayatri Mantra can do. I'm not going into the details. I am sure that most of you would know the kind of the importance and power of Gayatri Mantra. Next one. So this is the protocol I used. The study was for a period of 9 months. The first 3 months, so there were about 30 volunteers. They were divided into groups of 10 each. The first group recited Gayatri Mantra in Sanskrit, Gayatri Mantra as it is. The second group recited that English translation. The third group did not. There was no chanting, there was no reciting any mantra. So all these volunteers who recited Gayatri Mantra, they used to get up at 2:30 or 3 in the morning, and they recited it for 108 times. And the volunteers who chanted it in English also did exactly the same thing. They used to get up at 2:30 or 3 in the morning and then recite it 108 times. So the first 3 months were baseline study, as you can see in the graph there. And then for the next 3 months, they were chanting, and then it was a follow-up period of 3 months, and every week MR spectrum was taken. Next one. So this is how an MR spectrum would look like. So this is the MR spectrum from normal human brain. You can see some neurochemicals here. For example, NAA stands for N-acetyl aspartate. It can be found only in neurons. So the information that you get from NAA gives information about neurons, and you can see the glutamate and creatine and choline. These are all neurochemicals that's found in brain. And you see the arrow and then 2 voxels, there are 2 squares there. So this spectrum has been obtained from one of those voxels, one of those squares. Now in this particular study, looking at the effect of Gayatri Mantra, what I had done is I had obtained spectrum from both the hemispheres. So there was spectrum from the left hemisphere, and that is the frontal part of the brain, which is involved in thought processes. And so then I acquired another one from the right hemisphere. I was looking at the asymmetrical distribution of these neurochemicals and whether there is any change that is affected by Gayatri Mantra. Next one. So this is the result of what happens to the asymmetrical distribution of neurochemicals when Gayatri Mantra is recited. So you see that there are random variations before the Gayatri Mantra was recited, and then as the Gayatri Mantra recitation starts, then for the next 3 months, you see a reduction in the asymmetry. You see it coming towards unity, so which means that there is a balance of neurochemicals between the left and the right hemisphere, and the follow-up period. So there are 3 months after the chanting is stopped, you can still see that the effect of the reduction in asymmetry is sustained. Next one. So language does matter because you see the data here. The first one shows what happens when Gayatri Mantra is recited, chanted in Sanskrit. You see the reduction in the asymmetry. And in the group which were reciting the Gayatri Mantra or reading out the English translation 108 times every day for 3 months, you see that the random variations persist. So language does seem to play a role, at least in causing some changes in the neurochemicals. So mantra seems to be a key to different realms. What I have shown and what is possible with the modern scientific tools is measurement at both the physical and physiological level. There are some measurements which are also possible at the psychological level, but even changes in the physiological level means that we can infer that there would be changes at the psychological level. So next one. So if we go back to this figure, because the entire human system is connected, networked, It doesn't matter whether it's metaphysics or biophysics, each one is going to influence the other domains. Whatever so the results I have shown happens at the biophysical realm, and it's not so easy to measure what happens at the metaphysical realm, but what we can infer is, if something, the metaphysical realm will happen at the level of the consciousness, and that will percolate down as changes at both the physiological and the psychological as well as the structural domain. Thank you. I think that's the last slide.